Thanks for joining us here on Town Meeting. We're talking about Herbal Ecstacy. We're talking about nutritional supplements. We're talking about whether or not these should be regulated, which means, hey, do you go to a prescription? I don't know. Here's the deal, Sean. Now let me, because we had this little mini conversation going on over here during the breaks. Got it. Down Under Club Lady says, look, these people are not coming up to my counter saying, let me have some Herbal Ecstasy. I missed lunch today and I need some nutritional supplement. They're buying it based on the belief that this is a drug that's going to jam them.
Fantastic.
Raise your hand here. I want some of the folks that have used Herbal Ecstasy. Oh, I've gotten to you. Come on out here, buddy. Come here. Who are you tossing back and forth here, by the way? Some Herbal Ecstasy? All right, come here. A cigarette. Oh, a non-regulated drug. All right. You went, bought Herbal Ecstasy. Why?
Try it.
Try it for what? For what?
Well, a lot of my friends have gotten high on it, and I mean not like the regular ecstasy, not like that high, but just a lot mellower, you know, just a slower high.
So this was not an idea that came to you in the morning when you were reading the nutritional guide on the box of Cheerios and decided that there was something lacking in your diet.
No, but there's also the thing that it didn't hurt anything, and it hasn't hurt yet.
All right, and the reason, and I'm poking at this, Sean, for one reason.
Let me ask him a couple questions. How old are you, first off?
16.
Okay, you're 16. What type of drugs are your friends taking? Be honest. No
everything from meth to LSD.
Crystal methamphetamine,
yeah,
LSD.
And marijuana.
Your point being what, Sean?
Okay, so basically, here's a kid who looks at and sees what his friends are taking and makes a choice and decides to be responsible and goes out there and takes something that's natural. He could be out there on the street taking crystal meth and LSD, and he's out there, he's making a responsible choice and going out there and taking a natural product.
I will say it sounds to me there's some contradiction in what you say now and what you said earlier, but I'll get to it.
The part I'm really concerned about is that there are many drugs that people are using, like you just said, and asked that question. So when you put a combination of drugs and then you put this ingredient that is so-called a natural, herbal, whatever, then the effect of it can be dangerous because of the combination of drugs. And so I'm concerned about that.
You mean if you're mixing our product with other drugs?
Just a second. The tolerance that people increase when they're taking drugs. And this drug, I know for a fact that can increase in a tolerance level. That's where some of these deaths and overdoses will occur, is in a combination of drugs and taking an increase because it can become addictive and they will continue to take an increase. So why do we have to take a pill to feel good? Why? Why do we have to have a quick fix? I don't understand that.
That's a good point. Sobriety is an excellent place to be. If you don't do drugs, don't start now.
All right, let me ask Dr. Herbert.
What we're saying is, if you do, here's something that's natural, here's something that's very obviously safe, and if you have a choice, you know, it's all about choices.
Dr. Herbert says, no, it's not safe. Let me ask Dr. Herbert, is this something that you would pull and make illegal, not make available at any level?
Well, I would make it available the same way I'd make marijuana or cocaine available.
How many people have died from marijuana, doctor?
So you're saying make it illegal. You're saying make it illegal.
Make it prescription only.
All right. What else? And I mentioned this earlier. What else would I mean, what about the other herbal things that are on the market here in terms of nutritional supplements and vitamins? I mentioned Flintstones. What would you do with Flintstones vitamins?
Well, all they do is give kids expensive urine. Kids don't need them.
But what would you do with them? I mean, would you regulate Flintstone vitamins?
No, I would just not buy them because...
Okay. What about melatonin?
Melatonin's a dangerous hormone, and the doses they sell are 10 times too high.
All right. What about vitamin E?
Vitamin E is anticoagulant, so it'll protect you against a heart attack, but it'll give you a stroke.
All right. Vitamin D?
D?
D as in...
D as in dog.
D as in dog.
You get all that just by being out in the sun for a half an hour. You make it in your skin.
So you would regulate all of those things?
No, I would just tell people don't take these things because you don't need them, and all the commercial ones All the factory-made ones can hurt you.
All right,
In
Dr.
food,
Wright?
they can't hurt you.
Dr. Wright?
Factory-made, they can.
Hold on, Dr. Wright.
Well, of course, I disagree with Dr. Herbert. I think that it's perfectly obvious that our diets do not have, even under the best of circumstances, everything they should have in them. And
That's not true.
a careful program of supplementation after a lot of study is a good idea.
That's just plain not true.
Dr. Herbert, 11 years ago, I had medical malpractice done to me, and I spent a year and a half. I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair for life. And if it was for doctors like you that were going to ban and take dietary supplements and herbs off, excuse me, I'm not done. I would still be in a wheelchair to this day if it wasn't for herb supplements and naturopathic doctors getting me out of that wheelchair and bringing to me a point where I can go out and sell herbs and help people get healthy too. There is very responsible ways of using ephedra.
Are you one of them?
There's
Are you one of the Jonathan Wright patients in the audience?
No, I'm not a Jonathan Wright patient. As a matter of fact, Dr.
audience.
Barry was my patient from doctor from
What difference does it make if it was Dr. Wright's patients?
It makes a big difference because Dr. Wright is the erstwhile president and proud of it of the American Quack Association.
Yeah.
And in response, Dr. Wright says?
Of course. A quacker has been defined as the use of ineffective items. And in 1992, the editor of the British Medical Journal published an article in the Journal of Medical Ethics saying that only 15% of conventional medicine had ever been proven adequately by a controlled trial. This means that 85% of conventional medicine, as defined as unproven, is quackery. All we doctors are quacks.
You're misrepresenting that article.
Why would you call Dr. Herbert quickly?
He said the 85% that we don't use is no good.
Why would you qualify? Why would you describe Dr. Wright as a quack?
I didn't describe him as a quack. I said he was president of the American Quack Association.
Go ahead.
My question was for Sean. How do you feel about the everyday use of herbal ecstasy, and do you think that it's all right for people to go out on the street while, I guess you could say, on herbal ecstasy? Do you think it would affect them in different ways and also the people around them in a dangerous way?
No.
Two questions.
No, I don't say
first
that.
thing.
Well, no, she was asking Sean Shaahin, Dr. Herbert.
Okay. First thing, our product isn't the type of product you take every day. Just because of its nature, it is pretty strong, and depending on your body weight and metabolism, it's the type of thing you want to take out when you go on the weekends and you want to go out to party, you want to hang out with your friends. We don't recommend that anybody takes it every day. That's very clear in our packaging. Can you function outside? Here again, it's a natural product, and it depends on your body weight, your metabolism, your past drug history, your past medical history. What we tell people is, if you're not sure, what the best thing to do is to consult a medical practitioner, somebody who knows you, somebody who knows your history, and who can make that type of a decision for you.
Do you think people heed those cautions?
Absolutely.
How much of this? I asked you. How much of this is it in pill form? Is it how do you consume this?
Our product comes in pill forms. They're little tablets, and the way you can tell if it's the real thing, one of our products, or a knockoff product, is that our product has a butterfly embossed on one side and an E embossed on the other side. If it doesn't have that, people shouldn't buy it because it's not the real stuff.
Who maintains the quality control?
We do. We manufacture our product to strict pharmaceutical GMPs, which are good manufacturing
practices. So people inspect the plant and make sure...
Exactly. The FDA has inspected our plant several times. The State Board of Pharmacy has inspected our plant several times.
Where is the plant?
That's confidential information,
Why?
and I'm not allowed to disclose that. Why? Because we don't want you or the general public.
Why is it proprietary information?
Because we don't want the general public knowing where our product's being made, nor do we want our competitors knowing where the product is being made. That's very clear.
Well, they make cars in Detroit. I don't know if that influences...
Right, but we sell a product that's a bit more controversial. And
okay, I
people look at us a little differently,
okay.
and we just want to protect our manufacturing facilities.
Let us, and I'll get to you here. I don't mean to have you. No, you can stand up. You don't have to sit down. I'm going to come back to you. We touched on and skirted very lightly across the issue of other nutritional supplements. We'll pursue that vein, and we'll continue talking about some of the issues surrounding herbal ecstasy. Don't go away.